And so when my sons were in 5th grade at 11 years old, I took them out to dinner and I said, look, you guys don't have to go back to 6th grade. Here's what I'll do. You tell me, and we'll figure this out over the next month, the things that you're really, truly passionate that you care about, which for them is like writing fiction, reading, painting, making art, designing card games and board games. So they took me up on the idea, and their days are freaking magical now. They're off playing. I think they just left with mom to go play tennis. They're outside most of the day. They're cooking. You know, they ran their own podcast and cooking channel. As soon as they got out of school, they started up a podcast and a cooking channel. And we're doing restaurant reviews and interviews with chefs. And yes, there are certain things that a young human being may not be passionate about, that they may not know is going to serve them later on in life, that I think you still want to go out of your way to immerse them in. Like, this would come down to basically the idea of a classical education, or even Naval Ravikant in the Almanac of Naval talks about this. Like, every human being is poised to thrive in just about any working or life environment if they have a good working knowledge of and understanding of math and how to work with figures, logic or computer programming, which for us is game design and gameplay. Fantastic way to teach logic flow and programming sequences through game design and gameplay. And then rhetoric or speaking. And so both of my sons are in speech and debate. We have a lot of rhetoric games around the table. We do a lot of arguing in our family, which is fantastic. I take them through a chapter of a book every day, and many of our books are based on rhetoric, apologetics, speaking, etc. So math, reading, writing, programming or logic, and rhetoric or persuasion. We're also going through Chris Voss's book on negotiation right now, for example. If you can equip your child with those 5 skills and then unleash them to, at that point, pursue all the other things they're passionate about, that's basically the definition of unschooling. And based on what's called the cone of learning, the best way for a child to learn their passions and interests and desires is not necessarily books. It's documentaries, it's life experiences, it's conversations, it's field trips, it's travel, it's museums. Yeah, they're not in prison yet. It seems to be working out okay. They're happy, they're self-actualized, and they're loving life, but they're also learning. And
my last question for Boundless Parenting is really about these routines and traditions that you were talking about. You brought up a family constitution a bunch of times, and I'd love for you to just walk us through that, what that is, what we should put in it.